Uh, all right, in Google Classroom, under coursework, you should find your project plans. Today, we're going to take a look at your door and drawer view of your plans. If you view this assignment, there's some information in here. There's an instructional video, which is probably the video that you're watching right now. There's an example of the door and drawer should look like. If you click on that, it'll take you to an example link. And then it tells you the different documents you need to submit this view. And then you have this file down here that you can click on, and this file will take you out to your own document to start filling out. So go ahead and click on it. All right, it'll take you to a document that looks like this. It's a Google slideshow presentation that has 3 different pages in there for you to fill out. So we need to look at your plans to tell if these different sizes are right. I'm going to slide this over a little bit so we have some room to see both views. And we're going to start by looking at the front view. So the door, if you follow the instructions on the bottom, the door width is 1 inch larger than the face opening. This gives us a 1/2 inch overlay. So if I look down here, I'm 14.5 inches tall, and I don't have my width on here, so I'm gonna have to do some math. These are 1.5 inch face frame pieces. So 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches is 3 inches, and 12 minus 3 would be 9. But I need to add that inch on. So if I take 9 plus 1 inch, that's going to go right here. That's going to be 10 inches. And my height is going to be 14.5 plus 1 inch. So that's 15.5. You can either write 0.5 or 1/2, whatever you would like to do, inches. Okay, so that's all that's needed for the door. You're making it so it has a 1/2 inch overlay, meaning that the door is going to overlay the opening, or this opening here, a 1/2 inch all the way around the opening. So with a slab door, pretty easy to lay out and find your sizes there. And now we're going to go to the drawer front. So again, we're going to need the front view, and we're going to use a 1/2 inch overlay. So again, a 1/2 inch all the way around the opening. So if I have 6 inches here, that means my height of my drawer front should be 7. So I'm going to click here and put 7 inches. Now the width is going to be the same as the width was, or the length is going to be the same as the width was down here. So 9 inches, and we're going to add 1 inch. So 10 inches wide is how big the face should be. That way it covers a 1/2 inch all the way around the opening. Now, as I scroll between these two, you'll notice that 10 inches is the width because the grain's going up and down, and 10 inches is the length because the grain's running right to left. So that looks good that way. And you can look at these different information down here at the bottom if you have questions. So now let's take a look at our drawer box, or what the drawer looks like from the top view. Now there's a few things that you'll need to change on here. You've got 4 different fields to fill out for the drawer. And what needs to happen, if we take a look at the front view, our drawer needs to fit into this opening, and we have to subtract a 1/2 inch off of each side so that there's enough room for the slides, rollers, glides, whatever you want to call them, to fit on each side. So in order to make the drawer the correct size, we need to be exactly 1 inch smaller than the opening. So if our opening here was 9 inches, we already calculated that, we're going to make this box 8 inches back here. So my box, my overall width of my box needs to be 8 inches wide. And if you follow the instructions down here in the bottom, the drawer front, which we already have the size right here, the drawer front, okay, needs to be transferred over to here, 1 inch bigger than the opening, or 1/2 inch each side. So that's 10 inches. Now the depth of the drawer is going to be determined by the depth of your cabinet. So I'm going to scroll down here and find our side view, which is right here, and we're 12 inches deep max. So 12 inches is the very biggest our cabinet is. Now we have a groove in here for our backing and things like that. So we're going to knock 2 inches off, and that's going to be our maximum depth of our drawer. So 10 inches will be our drawer depth. So that's going to go here. Our maximum drawer depth is 10 inches. And then right here, we have to do some math. So 10 minus 3/8 for this rabbit, and 3/8 for this rabbit. 3/8 and 3/8 is 3/4. So 10 minus 3/4 would be 9 and 1/4 inches. Okay, so that's all there is to filling this out. Now, if you have multiple drawers, let's say you have a couple drawers that are different sizes, or maybe a door that you have 2 different sizes of doors. If you need to make copies of these, maybe because you have multiple of them, then you can simply right click on there and duplicate slide, or on a Mac, you can hit Command D to duplicate that slide. And now you can fill this out for a different size. Now that's only if you have doors that are two different sizes. If you have doors, two doors that are the same size, then we come up here in quantity and we're going to change this quantity to 2. That indicates that we need material for 2 different ones and they're both the same size, so we don't need to draw them twice. Same here. Maybe you have a bank of drawers or a drawer bank and have 3 different drawers. Then we could put quantity 3 or quantity 3 here. Now, you may have 3 different drawers and maybe they're all different heights. So maybe the bottom is 8 inches, the middle one's 7 inches, and the top is 6 inches. So with that, the top of the drawer is going to look the same everywhere in all 3 of those drawers because the width of the opening hasn't changed, just the height. So in that case, I would need 2 more of these, and I can hit Command E or right click and duplicate and duplicate. And so this is my 6-inch opening. I've added an inch, and I'm only going to need 1 of these, right? Because I am different sizes, but the top view is going to need 2. So again, quantity 1, and this is my 7-inch drawer. So that means I need to add an inch onto here, 8 inches. And this one here, I'm only going to have 1 of this size too. And this was my 8-inch drawer. So that means this needs to be 9 inches. Okay, so that's a couple way to do multiple sizes or multiple drawers. Again, if it's the same thing, you have 2 of the same thing, just change the quantity. If you have 3 different sizes, then you can right click and duplicate to make more in there. And then again, with the drawer, we have just the same, because it's the same top view, it's only the height that has changed. And so we left the quantity 3 there. Now, if you have different drawers, maybe you have some on the right side of the cabinet and some on the left side of the cabinet, your cabinet's divided in 2, and maybe then you would have to have multiples of these top views if they're not the same on both sides. When you're done filling this out, you can come back here to Google Classroom, and in your document, you're going to find your thing is already linked up here, so you don't need to do that, but you do need to add your other views. I told you right here that you're submitting 3 documents total, 2 documents in addition to this one. So you need your front view and your side view. So you would click on File, and you would go out to your computer and you would find where those files are saved and attach them. So even though you maybe have already submitted your front view and it's already been okayed, you still need to attach it again in here so that I can verify your sizes to the sizes of your drawer. When you're done, you're just going to click Turn In, and I will know that your work is ready for me to view. If you have any questions, please talk to your instructor to get those answered.